What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and today I'm bringing you another Monarch video. I've been getting really into it. I'm really curious as to know how actually viable it is in reality. A lot of the problems come from going second, but I've shifted the deck a little bit, and I don't know. The ceiling I think is actually pretty high for this. I think it has rogue potential depending. It struggles against rogue in general, which is a problem, but I think you can design your deck to take on other decks, which a lot of the interruptions that go on against other decks isn't a problem. You guys will see actually probably in this first duel playing Orcust, and let's take a look at what they can do. They obviously have access to cards like Rusty Bardige. I'm not sure if my opponent uses it in this turn. I would assume, since I see a Phantom Knight's Fogblade, although if they only run one, there would be no reason to summon Rusty Bardige, I don't think. So let's see what they are able to amass here. Oh, no, they do go into Rusty Bardige, excuse me. So this is a full-on Phantom Knights, board here. He's got IP Masquerena, Rusty Bardige, Fogblade, double Fogblade. So let's see if I can break this board. Should have a chance here. And I'm able to get rid of the IP immediately. Trigger out one of the Fogblades. I know that's going to come down. So I'm not in a terrible spot right now, especially after I can get this escalation of the Monarchs. So he won't be able to go into the extra deck next turn. So I think I've done pretty well to break this board thus far. And I know I'm going to be able to get this Ether on the field. Let's take a look. So stopping them from summoning from the extra deck is obviously really big. Other Fogblade comes out, but now that the Monarch Erupt comes out, look how simplified this game state is. You guys can see. I'll turn this over. I have a 28 attack monster. I don't need to go in my extra deck. Obviously, I don't have one. He's kind of gone into his extra deck about as far as he can go. I don't think he even has had access to any of his Din Girsus. And honestly, there's no way he can't turn these into defense mode. I'm going to keep it gaining advantage every single turn, which is pretty darn cool. So I did go second and break an Orcust board, full powered. Here's Amazons, which is interesting, I suppose. You guys know I love Dragonoid Generator. I just think it's really underrated card. Especially if you only need to use one, but it's just there every turn. It's just so important. And Ether's obviously just really good, but I have the Disruption going next. And this is you guys know I like to show you niche interactions, and this is a niche interaction I want to show you guys. So, this card says when it's normal, special summoning can target two cards on the field, destroy them. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll use Escalation on Monarchs, Tribute, Summon, Kuraz, which I thought counted as a normal summon, and pop the 2 back row. Did not work out that way. It's this Tribute summons, it doesn't count as a normal summon technically. So I don't know, it's something that I like to showcase for you guys. Alright, let's see what I can top deck here. Not bad. Let's draw 2, see what I can get. And Kaists is a good top deck, especially when you contribute your opponent's monsters. I can banish this Onslaught, which is really good. And I'm attacking for game at this point. Still can't go in the extra deck, which stops this a lot. I think he just tries to put this in defense mode, but at that point doesn't, what does he really have? I'm going to do this again. I can add a Pantheism to my hand or whatever. Here are dangers. And at the end of this video, there's going to be some ultra spicy tech, which I think you probably already know from the title of this video, but we'll see what that is. I did add Edia to the deck. It does help with consistency quite a bit. Adds another normal summon, which is nice. He had Super Poly and Solemn Judgment, which was not bad. I'm surprised he did not Judgment my Eberus, which is kind of shocking, but he's holding on to it maybe for something else. But little does he know, it's a little too late. Monarch Erupt comes out. He's going to summon this, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he doesn't have anything in his hand. Oh, I think he's playing Numeron Draco, which is really interesting, but hard to access Numeron when you can't special summon from the extra deck. So this is actually a really good hard counter to Numeron, obviously. And if Stormforth is like a really good hard counter to Zexal, but you have to hard draw it. Alright. So pretty standard opening. This is like your win condition, I guess, in a sense. Has the Cosmic Cyclone, but I have Monarchs Erupt, which is almost the same thing. So at that point, both of these are negated. He tries to go up and up and up, but so yes, he can special from the extra deck, but that's about it. He was not able to get up enough to link 4. And that's negated, which is fine, but I have Generator anyways. I just need to summon 1. I can go into Caius. Caius can banish, and at that point, he really has nothing going on for him. Here's Shadal Invoke, so another technically competitive deck. I know it's really popular in OCG. Let's see what I can do against this. Nothing. This is a pretty unfortunate hand, obviously, but let's see what I banished. A Pantheism. So, honestly, nothing too important. Tons of copies of all of these things. So let's take a look at how good this board is, and I think he puts up something pretty decent. Something that most decks, quite honestly, wouldn't be able to get through. Surprised he doesn't go into a double Shadal window, but I guess 1 is enough. And if this stays on the field, so I think he knows that, so I'm able to trigger this out first, which is really good. I can add Pantheism. Pantheism can pitch one of the Monarchs. I can go back into Domain. It's not a once per turn activation. That can help me grab an Escalation. I got the Monarch Stormforce, so I'm able to get rid of that Macabre. No disruptions from him. Shuffle that back, and I know I'm able to attack over this. But we know that Domains also increase the attack, so that was a total waste of an Alistair. And now that he's Domain locked, there's nothing you can do. Monarch Erupt's going to come out in just a second. So I totally just destroyed that board going second, which is pretty darn cool. I don't think a lot of people realize how powerful Domain locks can be. But again, when you're playing rogue decks, it's not like some people don't care about the extra deck. Almost all the, you're playing Altergeist too. It's a terrible matchup. Guru's really bad. Although Guru's playing Numeron, so maybe that's good. Depending. I didn't mean to trigger that, but yeah, I think you have to, unfortunately. But still, the Domain lock was more important to me. And like he's playing this water, like Marincess stuff, something like that, or Gishki, but without being able to go into the extra deck, there's not much you can do. And this is the last duel. This is that spicy tech. Pile of Desires is going to come down probably. Oh, after the activation of Pantheism. Pantheism is going to grab me something else. I'm going to keep activating until I can get as much as I can. And there it is, guys. Which seems kind of goofy, and it is to an extent. But think about how powerful this is. Truly. This is Dogmatica, by the way. Alright. I should have kept this in my hand, and I should have kept this in my hand, so I should have 3,000 attack, but still. What does this mean? Okay, they can't go in the extra deck, which is, okay, that's pretty good. What does this do against all the other decks? Well, they can't really summon, also counteracts the Dragonoid Generator, obviously. They have to summon into attack mode, they get immediately destroyed, so no advantage for your opponent. Not that tokens are really that valuable to your opponent most of the time, but... So he's trying to go into his Dogmatica stuff, can't even trigger Ecclesia. And I can keep grabbing that. That's going to add another thing. That's 3,000 attack. Anything he summons, first of all, it's a hard counter in Dogmatica because they don't have anything, it's not from the extra deck, so it's hard for them in the first place. Anything they summon is going to lose 2,000 attack and get destroyed. So hard to do that without leak climbing. You can't leak climb with Slifer as well. It's hard to do so much stuff with this card in the field. I think this is buying far and above the best Egyptian god. It just doesn't have enough support to put it in other decks, honestly. And this, it's fine as like a one of. If you draw it, you're happy type of thing. Not going to run multiple copies, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this little spicy tech and everything like that. And again, I'm trying to do True Dracos. I just can't figure it out. The tech has so many hits, it's hard to. So like 3 of their cards are at 1 of. So I don't know if Pantheism really is going to help with that much, but maybe it's something I'll try to explore in the future. Other than that, guys, let me know Let me know what you think, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.